Have you ever had someone say something to you that stuck with you for years? Maybe it was a simple phrase, a kind word, or a compliment that made you feel truly seen and appreciated. Words have an incredible power. They can lift us up, make us feel valued, and strengthen our relationships in ways we often don't even realize. But here's the thing, not all compliments are created equal. Some words go in one ear and out the other, while others stay in our hearts forever. The difference? Sincerity, thoughtfulness, depth. It's easy to assume that the people we love already know how we feel. After all, we've spent years with them, shared life's ups and downs, and built countless memories together. But the truth is, no matter how long we've known someone, everyone still wants to feel seen. Everyone still wants to be reminded that they matter. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 of the most meaningful compliments you can give to the people you care about. These aren't just phrases you throw around. They are words that, when spoken with sincerity, can deepen your connections, bring warmth into your relationships, and make someone feel truly valued. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what these compliments are, but you'll also understand why they are so powerful and how to say them in a way that feels natural and genuine. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Comment below and share your city. I always enjoy hearing from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tips like these. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. 1. You make my life better. Have you ever stopped to think about how certain people change your life just by being in it? They may not even realize it, but their presence, their kindness, their laughter, or even just the way they listen can make all the difference in the world. And yet, how often do we actually tell them? Saying to someone, "You make my life better," is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to show appreciation. It's not about flattery or polite words. It's about recognizing their impact on your life. It tells them, "You matter. You bring something to my world that no one else does." Think about the people closest to you, your spouse, your lifelong friends, maybe even a neighbor who has always been there for you. These are the people who bring light into your life, who make the tough days easier and the good days even sweeter. Maybe it's the way your partner still knows how to make you laugh after all these years. Maybe it's the friend who checks in on you, just to see how you're doing. Maybe it's a family member who always knows exactly what to say when you need encouragement. The beautiful thing about this compliment is that it doesn't just make the other person feel good, it deepens your relationship. When someone hears, "You make my life better," it reminds them that their presence is valued, that who they are makes a real difference to someone else. And that's a feeling we all long for, no matter how old we are. But here's the key. Say it with sincerity. Don't just throw it out casually. When you say it, mean it. Look them in the eye. Let them hear the truth in your voice. And if you want to make it even more special, tell them why they make your life better. For example, instead of just saying, "You make my life better," you could say, "You make my life better because you always know how to lift my spirits when I'm feeling down. You make my life better because you've stood by my side through everything, and that means the world to me. You make my life better because you bring warmth and kindness into every room you walk into." This kind of compliment is especially meaningful in long-term relationships. If you've been with your spouse for decades, it's easy to assume they already know how much they mean to you. But trust me, saying it out loud makes a difference. It reminds them that all the years, all the little moments, all the love they've given you, it's all deeply appreciated. And here's something to think about. Who in your life deserves to hear this from you today? Maybe it's your husband or wife, a dear friend, or even a family member who has always been there for you. Don't wait. Tell them. Because sometimes, hearing those words can be exactly what someone needs to brighten their day. 2. I admire the way you. Think about a time when someone recognized something special about you, something beyond the usual compliments about appearance or achievements. Maybe they told you they admired your patience, your kindness, or your ability to make others feel comfortable. Didn't that feel different? That's the power of saying, "I admire the way you," and filling in the blank with something unique about a person. This kind of compliment goes deeper than the typical, "You look great," or "You're smart." It tells someone, "I see you. I appreciate you for who you are, not just what you do." As we get older, we don't hear compliments as often as we used to. When we were younger, people noticed things about us more, our energy, our looks, our accomplishments. But the truth is, we never stop wanting to be seen. We never stop wanting to know that who we are still matters to the people around us. This compliment works for anyone, your spouse, your friends, even your children or grandchildren. The key is to make it specific and genuine. Instead of saying, "You're a great person," say, "I admire the way you always make people feel welcome, no matter who they are. I admire the way you handle challenges with such grace. I admire the way you always know exactly what to say to cheer me up." When you give a compliment like this, it makes the other person stop and think. It makes them feel appreciated not just for what they do, but for who they are. And in a world where people often feel overlooked, that feeling is priceless. This is especially powerful in long-term relationships. If you've been with your partner for many years, you might assume they already know what you love about them. But saying it out loud? That makes all the difference. Imagine telling your spouse, "I admire the way you always put our family first, even when times were tough." Or, "I admire the way you always see the best in people." Those words don't just remind them of their worth. They strengthen your bond in ways you might not even expect. And here's something to try. Think of one person in your life right now who deserves to hear this. What is something you truly admire about them? It could be a big thing, like their lifelong loyalty, or a small thing, like the way they always remember your favorite meal. Whatever it is, take a moment today to tell them. Because sometimes, the best gift we can give someone is simply letting them know that we see them. 3. You are rare. Have you ever met someone who just had something different about them? Maybe it was their kindness, their wisdom, or the way they carried themselves with quiet strength. You might not have been able to put it into words at the time, but you knew. They were special. That's why saying, "You are rare," can be one of the most powerful compliments you can give. It tells someone that they stand out in the best possible way, not because of what they have, but because of who they are. And let's be honest, most people don't hear this kind of compliment often. The world is full of generic praise. People hear things like, "You're nice," or "You're smart." But how often does someone stop and say, "You are one of a kind, and I've never met anyone quite like you"? Now, think about the people in your life. Your spouse, your best friend, maybe even your children or grandchildren. Each of them has qualities that make them truly unique. But do they know that you see it? Have you ever told them? The beauty of this compliment is that it goes beyond the surface. It acknowledges something deeper, something they may not even fully recognize in themselves. Imagine telling someone, "You are rare because you always put others before yourself, and that kind of kindness is hard to find. You are rare because you see the good in people, even when others don't. You are rare because your wisdom and life experience have shaped the way you see the world, and I've learned so much from you." When you say something like this, you're not just giving a compliment. You're giving someone a new way to see themselves. You're reminding them of their worth, their impact, and their uniqueness in a world that sometimes makes people feel replaceable. This is especially meaningful as we grow older. Many people start to wonder, do I still matter? Do people still see me the way they used to? But when you tell someone they are rare, you're answering those unspoken questions. You're letting them know, yes, you are still extraordinary. You are still needed, and no one else could ever take your place. So here's something to think about. Who in your life needs to hear this? Who is someone you admire, respect, or simply appreciate in a way that's hard to put into words? Maybe it's a lifelong friend. Maybe it's a partner who has stood by your side for decades. Maybe it's a family member who has shaped your life in ways they don't even realize. Whoever it is, take a moment today to tell them. Because sometimes, a few simple words, words that make someone feel truly seen and valued, can change everything. We've talked about 3 of the most meaningful compliments you can give. "You make my life better," a way to remind someone how much they truly mean to you. "I admire the way you," a way to make someone feel seen and appreciated for who they are. "You are rare," a way to let someone know just how special they are. But here's the most important part. Words only matter when they come from the heart. A compliment given without sincerity is just noise. But when you take the time to really think about someone's impact on your life, and you express it with honesty, that's when it becomes a gift, one that can stay with them forever. So, here's my challenge for you. Choose one person today. One person who deserves to hear how much they mean to you. And tell them. You never know, your words might be exactly what they needed to hear. And before you go, I'd love to know, which of these 3 compliments do you think is the most powerful? Let me know in the comments. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, your words have power. Use them to make someone's day a little brighter. I'll see you in the next video.